All right, welcome into another episode of the 2022 MLB Draft Show. And Will, we've got a fireballer today. We've got Georgia Tech's own Zach Maxwell. Zach, welcome to the show, my man. How you doing? How you been? And introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Zach. I'm doing well. It's been a good couple weeks. These past couple weeks, starting to play well. We're heading in the right direction, and school's finishing up. So this is when baseball starts getting fun.
Before we jump into Will's first question, I want to give you an opportunity to kind of introduce to yourself or to the viewers and to the listeners here. Who's Zach Maxwell on the mound? Tell us a little bit about your mentality. Tell us a little bit about your arsenal and what you bring to the bump.
Yeah, I go out there. I'll be the guy in the dugout on the top step before I'm pitching, just having a great time. I go down the bullpen. I get ready to come in the game, and then it's just, no one's better than me. Like, I'm going out there to play better than everybody else, and I'm not going to get beat. And then, as soon as you throw the last pitch, you come off the field, it's just, the same person again. Fastball, slider, throwing them as hard as I can. Just you're not going to hit it, essentially. Like, please, I want to see how far you can hit it if you do hit it. One of those things.
I dig it, man. Will, what you got, man?
Kick things off. Here at Prospects Live, we have a lot of people that have Cape backgrounds, either working there, going there as fans. You were at Chatham this past summer. Just kind of walk us through your experience on the Cape. What did you enjoy doing on and off the field? Just, broad strokes. What was that experience like?
It's definitely different. I grew up in the South my whole life. I was originally from Tennessee, moved to Georgia when I was in like the 6th grade. So, I've lived in the South. Going up north was definitely a different experience, a different kind of people up there. And especially on the Cape, everything felt just a little bit older. You kind of disconnected in a good way. Off days, you just hit the beach. It's beautiful weather. You just hang out on the beach for a couple hours, come home, hang out with the boys, and then you get to play baseball every day. There's nothing. You have no other obligations. It's almost perfect. In the Cape, it's great. It's great competition. It's just a lot of fun to be there every day.
Was there one thing that you took away from the Cape in terms of, level of competition or on the baseball field? What was the one thing you learned?
Those guys, everybody's good. There's good guys everywhere. Mid majors send schools, send guys to the Cape. D1, Power 5 send schools. Everyone competes the exact same. And just knowing that if I compete well against these guys here, it's kind of just builds that confidence. You keep rolling a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. You got a question, Joe?
Yeah, I think the thing that sticks out, at least for us, we do a lot of data evaluation. We do a lot of, quantifying metrics and kind of explaining to the viewers and the listeners as to why guys are successful. And I got to talk about your fastball. I mean, it's a unicorn fastball. It gets immense hop. It really just eats batters alive at the top of the zone. I'm assuming most of that has been an innate ability for you to stay efficient with the backspin of your four-seamer. But what's your mentality when you throw the fastball? Kind of where does the hop come from? How do you like to deploy it? Just talk about your fastball in general.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm fastball slider, so I got to play off the fastball a little bit more. You just set up guys with it. I'm a lot taller than guys, so you think about height, get a little bit more backspin on the ball. I mean, my release height's anywhere. It's not taller than I am. It's definitely shorter than I am. I realize probably optimally around like 6'3" release height, so I'm kind of around it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I really just throw the hell out of it. I just try to pull down as far as I can and throw it through the catcher, essentially.
Do you, in your time at Georgia Tech, have you kind of taken advantage? Have you really drilled into the data, the tech, the Rapsodo, the TrackMan? Is that something that you enjoy, or are you more just of a feel guy, let it ride, see what happens?
It's a little bit of both. I like to feel it and let it ride and see what happens, but I also like to know why. Like, if that pitch was successful, I like to see the numbers for it, but I'm not one of those guys that's like, I could have thrown it 3 feet off the plate, but his numbers were good. I was happy. I'd rather throw a strike and it be a little bit less and just know why that happened more than, just purely numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So this spring, your role on that Georgia Tech team kind of evolved as the season went along, and you kind of became the stopper of that team, where it seemed, whether Tech was down, Tech was up, tie game, no matter, who's up at the plate, independent situation, you are asked to go in there and get outs. And as of late, the past few times I've seen you, especially this last series against Miami, you're asked to get more than 3 outs in your save opportunities. So how do you enjoy pitching in that sort of, more than 3 out, closer, stopper capacity, like a Josh Hader type?
Yeah, I like it. It's because I kind of started the year as a starter, so I was built up to throw a lot of pitches. And so being able to come in and if the team asked me to get 6 outs, 5 outs, being able to know that I can throw 30, 40, 50 pitches and still be, holding the velo well and mixing pitches well, it's just builds a lot of confidence in myself, a lot of confidence in, the guys in the dugout too, know that, all right, this Maxwell's in, we're good. Like he's gonna get it done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I dig that, man. Let's talk a little bit about Georgia Tech because you guys are, you've been playing with your hair on fire. You've got an explosive lineup. You've got a lot of good arms. What sort of goals do you guys have the rest of the way? You've already accomplished a lot, but obviously Omaha is right around the corner. What sort of goals do you guys still have for the rest of the season?
We want to just keep win as long as we can and play for as long as we can, make it to a regional. Kind of want to host. I feel like we can, might be in that hosting conversation. We keep playing this well for the next couple of weeks. Just get to a super, ruin somebody's week, get to Omaha and just keep playing. You know what I mean? We want to play this for as long as we can. This team is really good. And we might have been down these past couple of weeks, but this is the time to show these guys that it's on. Like it's up.
Yeah. Well, what else you got, man?
Well, I actually did have kind of a more targeted question based on kind of, your performance the last few weeks. I know you came in into kind of, a bases loaded, no out situation against Florida State, and we're just pumping pure octane, 100, 101. But on top of that, I think everybody's known that you can throw hard. What I've noticed in the past couple of games, particularly the last save you had against Miami, it seemed like you were, tweaking maybe a bit with your slider. Maybe it was just, adrenaline pumping, but it looked, sharper, upwards of like 89, 90. I remember talking to some of the Georgia Tech, I guess, what would you call it? Kind of like pitch loggers behind home plate as they were leaving and just like never seen him throw a slider that hard. So have you been, tinkering with grips at all, releases, or just, are you just super geeked up, just pumping out there as of late?
No, the group hasn't changed. Release might have changed a little bit. I come set, and you've been to the games. I come set looking at third base, and I don't look home until I start to go. And so kind of like trying to find where that slider like release when you throw it to like a right-handed hitter, you kind of want to throw it. I used to want to throw it at them, essentially let it break back across. I don't get to look at them really anymore until I go. So now it's more of like if I just throw it hard and I throw it like really convicted, then they're probably not going to hit it. I got a tendency to not hang it. I'd rather throw it in the dirt, swing at it, than just loop one up there. So, grip hasn't changed. I prefer to not maybe throw it 90 miles an hour a lot of the time. I wasn't trying to throw that hard, I promise. I looked back on the board as I walked around the mound. I was like, it didn't feel like it came out of my hand that hard, but I got back on the mound is what it is. But definitely not trying to throw it harder. I'll tell you that.
Zach, I'll tell you, from a guy that used to play ball, you throw in 100 to 101 and the sentence, I want to start it right at them, that's not a fun sentence to hear as a batter. Just as long as you keep them over the plate, man. Let's talk a little bit about the conference. You've been throwing for quite some time now. Who's the most talented hitter that you've come across in your few years here at Georgia Tech?
I'll tell you, I had to face Kevin Parada every day for the fall and spring before the season started. That wasn't a whole lot of fun. So I'll boost him up right there. Cross, Gavin, he's a really good hitter. I faced him last year at BT, and I faced him again this year. He's a really good hitter. He covers the plate really well. It almost seems, you know what I mean? He just seems like you can't really go away on him. You can't really come in on him. He's a really good hitter. Yeah, the league's full of really good guys this year, though. It's hard just to want to like say one guy's better than the other.
Yeah. And speaking about Parada really quick, I think it's unique that he's arguably the best hitter in the conference. I think that's a pretty fair assessment at this point. But he's also your battery mate. So kind of what's that like, watching him go to the plate and just pummel every opponent? He's won Conference Player of the Week like 5 times. He's won NCAA Hitter of the Week like 3 times. What's that like, getting to watch him hit, but then also going out and, he's receiving 100, 101 from you. I mean, he kind of does it all in your eyes, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's also in the locker next to me in the locker room. We've got the first 2 lockers in the locker room, so I can't get away from him, but in a good way. I think that's what makes the bond so special is, he'll hit a home run and first person to come back in the dugout, give him a hug, and then we go back and then we go out there to finish the game. And, it just – that bond is so close. And I don't think – honestly, to be honest with you, I don't think my coach calls pitches when I'm on the mound. I think he just lets Kevin do it because if I shake off and Kevin thinks – like Kevin do what he wants. So he lets me and him kind of just go at it, and I can take the blame if I throw a bad pitch, and he knows that. And so, we kind of have our freedom on the baseball field sometimes.
Can he outlift you yet?
Depends.
Because I know last year I think you probably had him, but this year he's kind of turned into a different animal.
He is it's weird because he's in such a catcher heavy position or a squat heavy position. You got a big workload. He doesn't try to blow you out of the water lifting. He just does what he needs to be strong. Mm-hmm. But if you gave him a month and told him he was about to enter a weightlifting competition, it'd be pretty special to watch him do what he does.
I love it, man.
Yeah, I guess one thing I kind of wanted to touch on here in the interview, defense behind you. It's an older group of guys. It definitely seems like you're not afraid. You're definitely up there just trying to put it straight through the glove. Touch it if you can. But if they do touch it, it does seem like you have a lot of confidence in your guys. Colin Hall. Ben. Grew up in center field. Out in there, 5th year senior in center field. Jaden Jackson, a true freshman or redshirt freshman.
He's actually in my class. He
is.
He's
okay.
My age. So
they're all old then.
Yeah. So a lot of the guys that are on the field are either my age or guys that have been in college, and so they got as much confidence in me and my experience as I've gotten them. Like Jaden, he made that play at Virginia, one-handed, falling backwards. I turned around, he hit it, and I was like, he's going to catch it. I didn't know how he was going to catch it, but I knew he was going to catch it. And he slipped. I was like, oh, this is about to get interesting. He made the catch behind me, the diving catch behind me of Miami this weekend. It's going to get caught. The out's going to be made. I just don't know how it's going to go yet. Tress plays left. I played travel ball with Tress growing up. I mean, I've been playing with him for 6 years now. Mm-hmm. Like I said, everyone else that's on the infield is either my age or has already been here. So it's just these guys have reps under their belt. They've played with the best, played against the best. It's full confidence. There's not a ball that's hit that I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely walking off the field as soon as it's hit. I got full confidence.
Well, hey, we won't keep you too much longer. I wanted to ask a couple of questions about moving forward. Obviously, you're draft eligible this year, but Georgia Tech. I mean, y'all could have 11 or 12 guys drafted this year. Your team is just absolutely loaded. I mean, how exciting is that for you, being on such a stacked roster? And then I guess the second part, on a little bit more pointed level, what sorts of things are you looking to accomplish? How are you looking to grow in the next 2.5 months between now and July? Is there anything that you're looking to improve upon?
Yeah, just going to the point, all these guys that are draft eligible, just watching some of the years these guys have, like Jenkins, if you didn't know who he was before this year, you know who he is now. He's an absolute workhorse. He's a dog. He's done everything he can to put himself in this position. Parada has done everything he can. Myself, Simpson, I've never seen him. The only person I've ever seen that fast is Enrique. I'm glad he's on my team now.
Yeah.
And, like I said, Tress, I've played with him forever. Just seeing all these guys, their hard work and these sacrifices starting to, come to, especially for a lot of these guys, is just really something special. And knowing that the team itself is good and playing together with these guys and, trying to make this run that we're going to go on. And then personally, just keep throwing, just keep getting better. Every time I go out, you can always go 1% better, really. And so, I walk somebody on the last outing, don't walk anybody the next one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And just mentality to have.
Yeah, just keep trying. Just keep getting better. Don't regress. Just keep progressing no matter what it's at.
I love it. Well, we like to end the show here with some rapid fire questions, and I don't think there's anybody better than to do it with a Georgia Tech guy, because there's so many guys on your team that people are familiar with. So I'm going to give you a chance to rag on your guys a little bit here. First one, who's got the worst sense of style at Georgia Tech?
He's gonna hit me. Chance Huff. He actually his style is really good. That it's bad. It's corny with what he wears sometimes.
Oh no! So you got to give us an example.
Like he'll show up on days, and he showed up wearing like a full jean outfit one day when he started, like, and it definitely was like an expensive outfit. It was like one of those things where like the money can't make it look better. And I was just like, this is like, it like he tries, and I know that it actually looks good, but it's just like corny almost.
Like this is like, dude,
like
this
this
is
is
really good, but this doesn't belong in the locker room.
Yes, it's Friday night. We're about to go play.
Yeah,
like, we don't need to be wearing a trench coat and a jacket.
the Met Gala was last night, brother.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
How about the worst taste in music?
Honestly, I couldn't tell you because a lot of guys just put on their headphones, and so we don't get to hear
That's fair.
what everyone's got.
I got.
All right, I'm gonna flip
that.
I'll flip it on it.
Who do you think in that Georgia Tech lineup has the best walk-up music?
Well, there you go.
Who has the best walk-up music? I definitely like Chan's walk-up song. It's a little baby song. It's a really good one to kind of get the game going. Like our guys get going a little bit. I like Tress's. Tress's got good walk-up songs, I think. I don't know. Everyone's got their own style. It matches everybody real good. It's hard to, it's really hard to say. I like Timmy. Tim Borden has had probably the two best walk-up songs all year.
That's surprising coming from a guy that was at Louisville.
I thought you said Colin Hall with Eminem and then that praise song.
Oh yeah, the song we play. So every year someone gets that song on Sunday, and so we all clap our hands together with it. It's a really good Georgia Tech tradition, but
okay.
Sometimes my arms get tired. I can't.
All right, man. Last question. We won't keep you any longer, and we end every single interview like this. What is the most random fact you know about anything that not a lot of people know?
All right, so this is a hard one.
I don't think we've ever come on this show and someone's like, "Oh, I got that in my back pocket right now."
All right, I'll do this one. So at Georgia Tech's campus, there's a building called Tech Tower. It's like our admissions building. That was once the tallest point in all of Atlanta, and you can stand at the bottom of it and see the top of it. And then you look to your immediate right, and it's the Pencil Building, which is now just a huge building. And most people don't know that was like the tallest building in Atlanta at one point.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's right on campus. It really was. You can look it up.
Hey, I'm a big fan of college trivia. I think there's a lot of money to be made there.
Yeah.
Zach Maxwell, Georgia Tech stopper, multiple role guy, flamethrower. Zach, thank you so much for coming onto the show. Big fans of you, man. Excited to see what the next 2.5 months holds from you. Rooting for you guys in Omaha.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.